cannot pause.
Oh, it's not. Okay. Good afternoon, everyone. Well, welcome to today's broadcast. So sorry, it's been a bad network day, but we will overcome. We will surely overcome. We will surely overcome. So today we're looking at foods for menopausal health, local foods found around us that we can use and actually live in good health during our menopause period. My name is Ngozi Achonwa, and I teach men and women natural products, natural foods, and natural remedies and lifestyle that can help you live well during your middle age, before you get to your middle age. You know, they say planning helps. If you plan your life, then you will live the best way that you can live. So plan your life to live well. I help you to, plan out your life, plan out your meals, plan out your lifestyle, help coach you in a way that you live well and you rejuvenate and you are strong. So today we're looking at foods that help us during our menopausal period. Menopause is a normal part of life. It's not a sickness. I always tell people it's a biological process, and there are helpful natural ways to manage the changes that comes our way during this period, like a low fat food, vegetables, fruits, and diet combined with regular physical activities can actually help to reduce the symptoms of menopause. And a solid healthy lifestyle changes actually reduce also the risk of menopausal illness, as well as other menopausal related issues. Animal-based meals affect hormonal levels and rapidly and strongly and undoubtedly contributes to the menopausal problems that we have that are common in women. So the best food for menopause are diet consisting of fruits and vegetables like beans, corn, fiber-filled fruits, tomatoes, sweet potatoes, radishes, and other vegetables, and very little meat, and if possible no dairy products. So going through menopausal issues is much easier for women who are careful about their foods, who are careful about their lifestyle, who are careful about their diet, and who are careful about their physical activities. So when it comes to menopausal foods and menopausal diets, particularly there is a group of food that is very important, and that's these cytoestrogens. And the most well-known source or member group of cytoestrogen is soya beans or soy products. And cytoestrogen means plant-based estrogen. Cyto means plant-based, then estrogen, that's cytoestrogen. So cytoestrogen is one of the male female sex. Estrogen, of course, is one of the male female hormones, and they are, that's the one that actually declines during this menopausal time. That's the one that declines during our menopausal time. So when you can get the foods that can help you actually replenish it naturally, then it can also help reduce many of the menopausal issues that one is having. Cytoestrogen have a similar chemical structure to our natural estrogen. So when we eat them, they behave the same way that estrogen behaves. Since our estrogen levels fall drastically during this menopause period, causing burdensome symptoms, like that is where eating cytoestrogen can help you. When your estrogen reduces and is reducing drastically, then when you now take those cytoestrogen from plant-based food, it now replenishes it and also helps you to overcome some of those symptoms very well. So it's not only soya beans that that are the types of cytoestrogen we have. There are 3 different types of cytoestrogens. We have the isoflavones, which include soya and other legumes like beans. Then you also have the comestans, which are found in sprouted foods such as alfalfa sprouted beans, and some soy. That's why sometimes some people allow their beans to sprout, and then they now make some meals with those sprouted beans. Then you also have the comestans found like I said, found in sprouted foods. You also have the lignans, which are found in lean seeds like flax seeds, like grains, like green vegetables also. So we're going to be looking at some of the foods that are specific cytostrogen based, and there are about I think I have about 20 of them here. So let me just go ahead. There are still others, but the 20 that we can find around us in Nigeria or easily get in some of the shops that we have are soya beans, lean seeds, sesame seeds, wheat. And I said if you're taking wheat, take whole grain wheat. Like if you're having your breakfast, go ahead and have your breakfast with your whole grain wheat. Like yes, Kemi, network is actually disturbing today, but we will overcome. We will surely overcome. There's no way this video will not help many people. At least there are still up to 8 of us online. We are all welcome to today's broadcast. So we are looking at specific food containing cytostrogens, lean seeds, sesame seed, wheat. And I said if you're taking wheat, take your whole grain wheat. You can have it in cereals, like I have my cereal desert cup here filled with, you know, some whole wheat fruit and fiber containing a lot of fruit and fiber. And I talked about berries. Berries are loaded with vitamins, loaded with minerals, loaded with fiber, and they have beneficial plant compounds, including cytostrogens that are embedded in our berries, like strawberries, cranberries, raspberries. And of course, we know in Nigeria these are not easily found in Nigeria. So what do? You can go ahead and have your berry nectar. Your berry nectar is filled with all this cranberry, and it has the cytostrogen that can help you replenish the estrogen that is being depleted as you're growing up. Then we have number 6, oats. Like I said, today we're going to be looking at some of the snacks we will do with oats. You can go ahead and have your oatmeal. But one thing about oatmeal is for those who are looking for how to lose weight, I don't advise to go on oatmeal. I advise to go on vegetable swallows. And you know, of course, green vegetables are also part of the cytostrogens food that you can have. Then you have your beans, legumes that are like beans. You have your number 9, like local rice. You have your number 10, alfalfa. I talked about alfalfa, and if you can get alfalfa and some of those sprouted, you know, vegetables that you can have, you can go ahead and have your fields of green. Fields of green is one fantastic supplements that I advise for every woman at this stage to have, because it's filled with, you know, naturally made alfalfa vegetables and some other vegetables. And then you can go ahead and have your apples as with your smoothies. We're going to also be looking at how to make another smoothie today. We did 10 ingredient smoothie last week. We're still going to do another 10 ingredients different from the one we did last week, because you know why I combine so many fruits and vegetables in my smoothie, so you'll be able to get all the nutrients that you need embedded in one smoothie. And instead of having pap in the morning, pap is just like that corn, and already why I don't actually like pap, I take pap once a week. That's on Saturdays, because I eat it with my akara, which is beans based. So I just take that pap, you know, because I can't get myself away from pap. But I just said, okay, once a week I'll treat myself to pap. But smoothies are healthier pap, and you can make them into, sometimes I make them to be thick, and I use spoon to drink them as if I'm drinking pap. So that's where green vegetables, apples and carrots will come in. We're going to use some of those ones with our smoothie today. We're going to do smoothies with ugu, apple, you know, carrots, and some other things, you know, to add to them to make up our 10 vegetables for that smoothie. And then number 13 is like cruciferous vegetables like cabbage, cauliflower, broccoli. Then number 14, we have our peaches, sweet peaches. If you can actually get peaches around you, you can go have your beets and peaches. This is another drink I don't joke with. It's my night drink. Instead of taking Coke, Fanta, and the rest, this is my Coke and Fanta. This is my Fanta, in fact. I just take it at night and I sleep like a baby. I wake up strong because it has peaches. And you know what? Peaches are sweet fruits with, you know, that are yellow color. They are packed with vitamins and minerals and very rich in cytostrogen. and the cytoestrogens found in peaches are the lignans. Garlic is a popular ingredient that adds a pungent flavor and aroma to dishes. Garlic is also known for its health properties, and garlic influences the blood estrogen level. So for people who are having some serious issues with like night sweats and some of those other symptoms, if you take garlic, it's good for you. And you find out that many times garlic, because of the smell, we don't like taking garlic. Because when you wake up in the morning, your whole mouth is smelling of garlic. You are in the office, you're smelling of garlic. So you can go ahead and have our garlic and thyme. One good thing about this is garlic oil. And it's done in a way that you will not smell. And you know, when garlic is smelling out of your mouth, you're actually distributing the nutrients. And actually is distributing the cytoestrogen in it. Because as it's going out, the properties are also going. But when you have it embedded like in capsule, natural, like the garlic and thyme that I have in my hand, you get all the nutrients that you need inside, and none is, you know, actually depleted to go out. Then we have number 16, the sesame seeds, fiber packed seeds. They are also very rich in cytoestrogen, and they have other nutrients. And interestingly, a study that I read that they did in America, they found out that women in their post-menopausal stage that consumed a lot of sesame seeds, you know, seeds in them, that their estrogen level actually increased, and many of those symptoms did not affect them. Number 17 is dried fruits. Go ahead and take your dried fruits, buy dried fruits, so that you can make sure, even if you can't have quickly get fresh fruits to eat, you can have dried fruits. There are many companies in Nigeria now that are making dried fruits. Then the flaxseed also, they did experiment with it like the sesame seeds, and it produced the same result in post-menopausal women. Grains, whole grains, put grains and nuts in your food, and then leafy vegetables can also help. So another very important food source that we need during this menopausal stage as women is calcium. And you know, in my studies, I found out that calcium is not just a matter of taking in calcium, but also stopping what we call calcium wasters. You need to stop the calcium wasters in your life. You know, many times people say that it's not only just what you eat, but what is eating you. That's what comes in play here now. You can be taking calcium, be eating calcium, and then you are not removing the things that are eating the calcium that you're eating. That means it's like parasites. You know, they will just go there and stay. As you're eating the calcium and it's entering inside, they are opening their mouth and taking the calcium from you. So you're not having the effect of the calcium. So one of the calcium wasters, we're going to look at 5 calcium wasters today, and also we look at something that can give you calcium, so that when you remove, then you now add. Of course, we know that osteoporosis, that is like arthritis, thinning of the bone and bone tissues, is common among us at this period. That's why you see many women say, my knee is paining me, my back is paining me, this joint is paining me. They are all because the estrogen level is reduced. So the cause of not having adequate calcium intake ordinarily is what causes all these problems that we are having. And the problem of abnormally rapid calcium loss is what aggravates, you know, some of those, you know, calcium wasters. So let's look at number 1 calcium waster, animal protein. Studies show that high ratio of animal protein, higher than the vegetable protein in our diet, increases the loss and risk of, you know, fracture, especially in elderly women. As you know, a number of us at this our pre-menopausal stage, menopausal and post-menopausal stage, you find out that you just fall. You find out that you're prone to more fall. You're not as balanced as, you know, you were when you were younger. You know, and what causes this is because of the lack of calcium in our system, because of the lack of calcium in our system. So studies found out that high ratio of animal protein to vegetable protein in our diet increases bone loss and the risk of fracture in us. So you need to switch from animal protein to what? Vegetable protein. From animal calcium to vegetable calcium. Now, some people will say, no, don't eat beef. It is chicken that is good. It is fish that is good. It's good though. They are better when you look at some other areas of health. But the truth of the matter is that almost the same effect that chicken we have. That's what beef we have. That's what fish we have when we talk about animal protein. So the best thing is if you can go on plant calcium, plant protein. All right. The second waster of calcium is salt. Salt is another thing that wastes it. You know, decreasing sodium intake improves skeletal health. Grains, vegetables, fruits, and beans are low in sodium. And unless salt is added to them, you know, it's not good. You can add salt, but don't eat so much of salt. Where do you find all these calcium wasted and salty foods? They are in canned food. Sure, you know that they normally use salt as preservative. Canned food, snacks, people who make snacks and they want them to prevent dairy foods, meat, they all tend to, you know, drive up the amount of sodium in our diet. So we need to reduce that. Number 3 calcium waster is caffeine. Whether it is coffee, tea, cola, what is it called? Caffeine, they are all weak diuretic and they cause calcium loss through the kidney. They cause calcium loss. So caffeine intake up to like 300 milligrams per day. They've shown that it can actually accelerate bone loss in menopausal women. Then number 4 calcium waster, tobacco. Long-term smokers have 10% weaker bones and 40% higher risk of fracture. So go and tell all those people who are smoking to stop it. And not just primary smokers. You know, we also have secondary smokers. Where you stay, where people are taking cigarettes, you're also a secondary smoker. So you need to avoid such places. Like women, we work in bars where they inhale a lot of smokes. They are secondary smokers. That cannot actually also affect life. Then, and the 5th calcium waster, which can be common with women at this age, is sedentary lifestyle. Bones that have nothing to do lose their strength. That's why they call it atrophy of disuse. And low physical activities is a risk factor for osteoporosis and bone fracture. So you need to put your bone in optimal use. You should aim at doing 30 minutes exercise at least. Follow me on my page every Saturday. I always have exercise time. And every morning I have exercise time. But on Saturdays I go live to teach us about exercise. Incidentally, this week, coming Saturday, I want to actually do some live dance to show us some of the ways we can actually train some of the parts of our body. So join me on Saturday 9 a.m. and you will see that happen. All right, so we have looked at the calcium wasters and I'll briefly go through it again for us. Number 1 is animal protein. Number 2 is sodium salt. Number 3 is caffeine. Number 4 is tobacco. And number 5 is sedentary life. Then let's look at healthy calcium sources now. What are some of the healthy calcium sources that we have? You know, when you eliminate these calcium wasters, you need to, then maybe you don't need to take so much calcium, but you still need to take calcium. But when you eliminate them, you can now have higher calcium when you intake them. So, like the World Health Organization recommends 800 milligrams per day for postmenopausal women, and maybe like about 1,000 milligrams, 800 plus for menopausal women. So although many people try to get their calcium from milk, only about 30% of calcium in dairy products are absorbed. The remaining are just passed through. They are not absorbed. The remaining 70% never makes it past the intestinal wall. You know, it simply gets, you know, excreted in the physics. So milk products contain lactose sugar also, and some animal proteins, and you know, all these have frequent traces of antibiotics and some contaminants that are not good for us. So what's more, the calcium in most green leafy vegetables is more absorbable than the calcium in milk. The calcium you have in your leafy vegetables are more than the calcium you have in your milk. So let's go ahead and take our calcium embedded vegetables. The most helpful calcium source are green vegetables and beans. Green vegetables and beans. So if you have your meal filled with loaded with green vegetables, and beans, then you have a quick way of getting your calcium. But remember, don't kill your vegetables. 3 to 5 minutes. You don't need more than that. That's where the problem comes. They talk about taking vegetables. People will take vegetables and they say, it's not doing anything to me. You've killed it. You've actually killed it before eating it. And that's why smoothies are very nice. I'm going to be showing us smoothies that we can make and take ugu fresh. You won't cook it for 1 second. And even to reduce oxidation, you can use ice cubes. So there is even no oxidation in the blender. So you're eating it in its best level. And that's when you now have those calcium, have those citrostrogen in your meal. And then your health very, very well. You know, so beans, lentils, and other legumes are also loaded with calcium. Take your beans, eat your beans. Take your beans, you know, meals through the week. So if you can make green vegetables, beans, regular part of your diet, then you will get 2 excellent sources of calcium. Calcium also, calcium fortified orange juice, you know, it's very good. Orange juices contain more calcium than milk. Can you imagine? That's what studies showed. A lot of people will be running, hey, give me milk, I want calcium. For where? 30% in, 70% out. But if you have your orange juice, you have the 100% in, and it's easily absorbed and it can help you. So let's go ahead and take our orange juices. So let's look at some, let me just look at maybe like 10 helpful and healthful calcium sources. Number 1 is green beans. 1 cup of green beans boiled has like 58. Remember I said we need like 800. It has like 58 mg. Kale, for those of us in UK, in America, has about 94. 1 cup. I'm looking at 1 cup content of, you know, each of these things. 1 cup, how many, you know, calcium quantity they have. Then your beans, your kidney beans has 50. Oatmeal is very good. If one is talking about calcium, it has 215 per cup. Then your onion cup boiled, it has like 46. Orange juices and calcium fortified orange juices has 350 in 1 cup. So if you juice your orange juice and you take 2 cups, you already have consumed like 700. So you, with other food you're taking, you have your normal daily calcium intake. Then honey beans, and like some of these beans like that we used to cook, drum honey beans, they have like white beans, they have maybe like 82. Then soybeans, incidentally, can you see, has only 175, but it has more cytostrogen than orange. And then sweet potatoes, 69. Green vegetables varying in their number depending on which one you're taking. Drink plenty water. At this stage, in a menopausal stage, you need to drink a lot of water. Water helps move fiber through the system. Plenty water helps. And you see me, I have my bottle of water always beside me anywhere I'm walking. And I take between 6 to 10 bottles of 75 cl every day. When I wake up, I first of all take 1 full bottle, keep it aside. I carry 2 bottles, come out for my exercise. Before I finish, if it's like 1 hour exercise, I'll finish the 2 bottles. That is down 30 minutes, maybe I finish like one and a half. And then I have the remaining, like now, I've taken like 3 bottles. Before night, I've taken another like 6 bottles. So I'll just sip like 1 bottle through until I finish my work. I take, it's going to contain 34 symptoms and remedies, natural remedies. It's going to contain tips on how you can actually stay healthy during this period. It's going to contain meal plan for those who want to lose weight and meal plan for those who want to gain weight. And it's also going to contain some of the things people say about menopause that are not actually true and how we can debunk them. So we go ahead and make our garden egg amala. I'll show you the finished product first, and then I can show you how you can make it. Let me have the finished product first. All right. So this is my garden egg amala. Can you imagine? This is not a libo amala or amala made from iyan, dried yam. This is from garden egg. Can you see? Ready to be eaten. So that's what I want to show us what to use to do it now. So I have my blender. I have my blender here. Then I will need my fire on. So I have my blender here. So this is my blender. This garden egg, normal garden egg. You can use green one. You can use eggplant. If you use eggplant, it's going to be dark like amala dudu. It's going to really be very dark. But this one was done with this garden egg amala. Okay, garden egg. This green garden egg. So I put my garden egg inside the blender. And why I use NutriBullet is because it lets me use very little water. That's why I have my NutriBullet blender. So I add my water, garden egg with water, and then I will blend it very well. So you blend it until it's very smooth. And when it's very smooth, then you pour it into your pot. This is my pot. You pour it into your pot. This is my garden egg portion in my pot, and then you go ahead and steam it until the water reduces. Because of time, I'm not going to allow us to go through that process. I've already steamed one. You see, this is how it becomes. This is how it becomes after you have steamed it. This is the blended one. Can you see it? I hope these people are. Okay, so this is the blended one. Okay, so you put it on fire until all the water is removed. When all the water is removed, it's like this. Okay, that's how it becomes. So I put it back on fire. Now, what I normally use in thickening it is psyllium husk. Why psyllium husk? Psyllium husk is, total fat is 0, sodium is 10 grams, carbohydrate 8 grams. It's a dietary fiber and soluble fiber. It has very little insoluble fiber, just like 1 gram. So it's very significant and it's natural. Everything about it is natural. I bought this from Jumia. They have it in Ebano supermarket. I bought this when I traveled also. I think I bought this from UK or US. I don't remember, but they sell both either US or UK. So you can easily find this. This is very good, especially for those of us who want to lose weight. It makes you full. It gives you good colon health. In fact, if you can look here, one of them they sell abroad. They will even just put for you that this is colon cleanser, colon health food. Sometimes they even sell them in medical areas. It is very, very fantastic and very good for our health. So what do? You go ahead and turn and stir it. You go ahead and stir in your psyllium husk. So where is the spoon? Okay, the spoon is in this one. Well, this is the packet. You can as well have it here. So this quantity that I have shown you now, let me remove my wooden spoon. We're going to use just like I will have them stir it for me. Okay, you can stir. We're going to use just like 1 tablespoon for it, so you can see it. So this is a teaspoon, it's not like a tablespoon. So I put 2 of it. One more. To actually use it to bind it. They call it a binder. Ceylon husk is also a binder. You can go ahead and Google Ceylon husk and see all it can do for you. It's also like a binder. So as she's stirring that, I want to go ahead and make our smoothie for the day. So let me have the other blender and the cup and the back of it. Okay, I can be turning. Get me this now. So we'll go ahead and make our blender for our smoothie for the day. The ingredients that we talked about we can use for smoothie for the day. I said we should have fruits and vegetables that are cytogen based, that are completely cytogen based, that we can use. So we're going to use apple. This is 1 apple, local apple. It's not even foreign apple that we find in my village down here. And then we're going to use lemon juice, normal lemon. We have already juiced our lemon, 1 tablespoon of our lemon juice side here. Then we are going to use our turmeric. We're going to use our turmeric. Why? Turmeric is very good for bone health. Turmeric is also very good. It's also a good antioxidant. Then we are going to use our carrots. Of course, you know carrot also has phytoestrogen. And of course, fresh ugu. You see what I tell you? You have your fresh ugu, fresh as it is. We are going to use our fresh ugu as fresh as it is. And of course, for if you also use light ultra. Light ultra is a meal replacement and a meal shake. So if you want to lose weight, or if you have some kind of sugar issue, this is very good because it has chocolate and it's very good. But if you're okay, you can go ahead and use your light ultra depending on whichever one you want. And for the berries, I'll use my berry nectar for the berries. And of course, for water base, my cucumber. I'll use my cucumber. So can I have the blender now? Okay, it's here. All right. Of the other. Yeah, that's right. And spoons, please. All right, thank you. So I go ahead and do my smoothie, and after that, we're going to be showing us, me and my team here. We're going to be showing us how to make your healthy snacks. How to make your healthy snacks, and I'll show you, how the outcome is. So I put my watermelon, my cucumber, and then I go ahead and add some carrots. Added some carrots, then turmeric. That's number 3, turmeric, and then I have my ugu. That's number 4. If it's in the night, I don't add cucumber because cucumber is not so good in the night. Peaches, but for morning smoothie, I use berry nectar because this gives me all the berries and all the rest that I need to also add here. So I add my berry nectar, but before then, let me add the lemon. This like half 1 tablespoon of lemon. can see something like seed in it. So I add my lemon. I'm adding it so I can show you the quantity of berry nectar. Can you see the color of berry nectar? So you can use half a glass or quarter of a glass. It doesn't really have overdose in it. So you go ahead and, oh wow, lovely smell. Add your berry nectar, and then you can add your apple. And then of course water, some water. Because my cup is full, I'll blend it a bit before I add my my see how green, if not for green smoothie, cytostrogen base and filled, that can give you all you need in the morning. You don't need pap. You actually don't need pap. So I add one scoop of my light ultra. Now you ready? Smoothie is kind of ready. Smoothie. So I go ahead and pour it into my cup. Can you see? So you can have 1 cup to 2 to 3 depending on you. Someone was asking me what quantity, and I said like 1 liter. 1 liter is just like the bottle I use. That's what I drink every morning. Like this quantity. This has measurement. I think is about 1 liter. Take it first thing in the morning, and then it's an antioxidant. It's a cleanser. You know, in the meal plan you will see some of other recipes. The book that is coming out next week, you will see other recipes of this green smoothie. Fantastic. All right, so we will go into the snack now. We'll just teach you how you can make some healthy snacks. You want me to answer some questions? Okay. Okay, I think someone is asking question. Oh, you're sorry about the break in transmission. We had to start all over again when we repositioned our Wi-Fi. Temi, God bless you. Thank you for coming back. You say from this product, which one is good for people with high blood pressure? Okay, people with high blood pressure, I usually recommend omega-3 active C. I'm looking for my bag. Okay, see. My supplement bag is here with me. That's my supplement bag. I talked about so many of the things I use. I recommend omega-3 fish oil. That's omega-3 fish oil. I also recommend garlic thyme. And I don't have my packet of cardio health here, but at least I have one because I always have it at hand. With aloe vera gel. With aloe vera gel. This is for high blood pressure. Aloe vera gel, cardio health, active C, and garlic thyme. the person takes it as a normal, because it's food supplement, the person will find out that gradually the blood pressure will normalize and the person will go back to normal health. So before we go into some of the snacks, healthy snack that you can take, I'll answer more questions so we can clear the table, so we can bring the snack thing here and make the snack. Okay, then we also, what kind of exercise is good for somebody of 60 years and high and has high blood pressure? Somebody that is up to 60 years with high blood pressure is low density cardio exercise that you will do. I'm also going to be showing us that on Saturday. But Kemi, since it's coming from you, I will also send you a link on one of those exercises I stumbled into. In fact, this one is even for the elderly, but it's a cardio exercise. Okay, what are the examples of plant protein, calcium? We've already looked at them today, but if you want us to go back, I can go back and tell you one or two. It's green beans, kidney beans, orange juices, soya beans, sweet potatoes, and green vegetables. Bukola, those are some of it. All right, so explanation on calcium and the work to the body. Calcium, it helps with a lot in our bodies. Calcium helps us with our joints health. Calcium also helps us with replenishing the estrogen, and that's why I took time to talk about depleters of calcium in the body that you should stop. Depleters of calcium in the body that you should stop are also there. Well, Kemi is asking concerning cucumber at night. I read that, and studies are still going on, but mainly also because of the water content, and also one of the chemicals that it contains is not good. It disturbs sleeps at night. So that's why cucumber is not good for us. You can take it during the day. You know, cucumber is actually like 95% water and 5% fiber. And taking water at night is not good because it makes you to wake up to use the toilet. It's also a diuretic, so it will disturb your night sleep. Thank you for the questions, Kemi and Bukola. As I enjoy my green smoothie, make sure you also have yours to enjoy. So we're going to briefly just talk about it and actually just show us briefly. Let me see the end product. Do I have my almond, the finished one? Okay, the cookies. So you can have your almond cookies. I got that from my coach. Almond cookies, Coach Eze Amaka. I give kudos to her. You know, I've always had almond in my house, and I kept telling the children, we can bake with almond though, but we never actually went into it. We make amala with almond. You can actually make almond amala. We eat it at times when I'm eating plenty vegetables and I've not taken maybe like nuts for some time. I use the amala. Let me show you the almond. This is the almond flour. This almond flour can do a lot for you. I bought this from US. They have them in some shops. I saw it in June. Exactly this brand. So I can make amala the same way you make semovita. You will just put, but not much because it swells a lot. So you can just take 1 cup of this with 2 cups of water and stir it, and also add that psyllium husk that I showed us. Let me have psyllium husk. You can also add psyllium husk. So with this and psyllium husk, it comes out like semovita. It comes out like pounded yam, and it's very nice. So that's what I used to do with my almond. Then I also have my almond soup. I also make almond soup. The way, instead of making a goosey, thank God I remember this. Instead of making a goosey, like in my house now for some time, we're not going to eat, even the children. This is myself and my husband, that's our egusi. Well, I'm also trying to replace it for the children because this is nutrient packed much more than the egusi that we eat, because it's a nut and it's nutrient packed. So that's what I was doing with it, but my coach taught me how you can make some nice snacks. This is almond cookie. Can you imagine? Very nice. Instead of eating biscuits, you can make your almond snack. You don't need to use flour. You can even use this almond flour to make bread. They have almond bread, almond biscuits, almond cookies. You just replace that flour, because when we talk about menopausal health, some of the things not good for you, flour, salt, saturated fat, you need to remove them. So replace your flour with some of this. You can also use coconut flour. Then we're also going to show you, if time permits us, how you can use your oatmeal to make, call it oat akara if you like. But this is oatmeal. This is just oatmeal with banana, fresh banana, overripe banana. Instead of making banana filter with flour, you use your oatmeal. Make it. We fried this. So these are some of the snacks you can actually have. So, are you ready? So let's make our almond cookie. So making our almond cookie, the ingredients that we need are, you can use groundnut chips, your groundnut chips. These are groundnut that we just use butter to, crunch it into your crunches. Then for this you will need like 1 tablespoon for the portion we want to make. And then the next thing you need is egg yolk. You need egg yolk. You take your egg, you separate the yolk from the white. And now the good thing, that's why we make the two at the same time. You have your egg white. So we separate the egg yolk and the egg white. So this is egg white that I'm holding. Can you see the two? Egg yolk, egg white. We use this egg yolk to make our almond cookie, and we use our egg white to make our oat cookie. So you're not throwing away anything. So you use your egg yolk, make your almond cookie, and you use your egg white to make your oat cookie. All right, have you put the egg amala inside so they will see the one we did now? Help me put it inside nylon. So she'll put it inside nylon so that we can show you what we have done. All right, so the next ingredients that we need is our vanilla extract. If you don't want to use vanilla extract, you can go ahead and use orange ring or lemon ring. You just take the back of this your lemon. The flavor can be lovely. You grate just the back, and use it as your flavor. That will give you your lemon green instead of using your vanilla extract if you don't want to use vanilla extract. Then the next ingredients is your almond flour. Like I said, you can use your coconut flour. You're going to use your almond flour, and you will need like half cup and 1 cup. Okay, we're doing double portion. You need 1 cup of your almond flour or your coconut flour. And then if you want sweetener, you can use sweetener. We are using brown sugar. So we are using brown sugar. I hardly take sugar. So you can use honey, you can use brown sugar, you can use sweetener. And then, of course, you will need your, instead of using any other fat, we are using coconut oil, fresh. I showed you the container the other day. I didn't bring it out today. So this is coconut oil that we will use. So the method, we're going to, you put all the dry together and then all the wet together. So I'm going to add my egg yolk. Let me remove this because we are doing the almond first. Okay, we should use this bowl. All right. So our egg yolk, and then we whisk it. I'm not going to show you all the details, so because of time. and then you add your vanilla extract, or like I said, your lemon grind, if that is what you prefer. Okay, so after that we're going to put
the dry ingredients.
We'll use our dry. So 1 cup of almond, and then what quantity of sugar do you, depending on how much you want it. So, but you know, I don't like my cookie very sweet.
2 tablespoons.
So here we have like 2 tablespoons. So you mix your dry together. And then you add your coconut oil. So they will go ahead and help me mix everything together, and add what the other ingredients, the liquid together, the dry together. So they will now add the liquid and dry, mix them together. I don't want to soil my hand. Remember I said we're going to also use groundnut. You can use cashew nut, you can use almond nut if you want to add almond to almond, but it's always good to have variety. You can also use chocolate chips if that is what you prefer. You can always also use chocolate chips. So okay, thank you, Kemi, thank you. Which of the product is good for sugar issues? Okay, all right. For those who are having sugar problem, I advise aloe vera gel. Aloe vera gel is very, very good and very important for those who are having a kind of diabetes. You know, your aloe vera gel is very, very good. It's fantastic. And then you can also use nature mint, because nature mint, you know, supplies minerals, and it balances the minerals that you need. Nature mint is also very good and it balances that. Then my active probiotic is in the room. Active probiotic is another thing you need. I keep it beside my bed because I take it first thing in the morning. That's why it's not in my bag here, and I don't think I have any old contents around. So active probiotic is another thing that you will also need. And ginkgo, I'm sure I'll have ginkgo here. Yes, ginkgo. Ginkgo is very good because it helps with healthy blood circulation to the extremities. And then of course, one of the major products that you need is the field of green that I have talked about. So if you have your ginkgo, your field of green, your nature mint, and then your probiotic and your aloe vera gel, in 3 months you will see the blood sugar normalizing. If you take this every day, you'll be surprised at what will happen to you. So these are some of the things answering Kemi's question on sugar issues. So we finished mixing our dough, and so you will knead it, and you will then add as you're kneading it, you will be putting your groundnut on top, or if you like, you can also add your groundnut and then knead everything. And what comes out of it when you bake it for like 8 minutes, if it's on low heat, depending on the heat on your oven, you just be watching it. It comes out crunchy and comes out very crunchy like this. At 165 degrees Celsius, you bake it for 20 minutes and it comes out nice. So this is the amala that we did today. Can you see? I showed you the one before. It's really warm. You know, this is the one we just finished. This is just garden egg, and it didn't cook for so long. You use fiber for it, your phylum husk, so very nutritious for us. No need to load your system with carbohydrates, and then this will make you to add weight. So you have your vegetables, You have your vegetables and your phytoestrogen, and then you have good snack made, you know, from natural things. And of course, I also showed you the one from the banana that you can use banana and use your oatmeal to have a wonderful snack. Fantastic. Even we want to quickly show you also oats, how you can bake your oat cookie using oatmeal, because that is also very easily found around you. All right. So I'll call the ingredients for you now. For your oats, healthy oats cookie, I'll call the ingredients and quickly show us so we can close, because I wanted to do 1 hour. Just breaking transmission, making me to extend a bit to now. You will need like 1.5 cup of fat-free soy milk, and of course, you know the soy milk I use. For those who are not watching their weight, I use your vanilla. For those who are watching their weight, or those who have sugar issue, you can go ahead and use your light ultra as your this 1.5 cup of milk we are talking about today. So you mix it in water. That's what I have here. My soy milk or light ultra, you know, mixed with water. So then you use your brown sugar. Your brown sugar, and then your egg white. Remember I said the other one we made with egg yolk, and this one we are making with egg white, like 1/2 cup. Give your phone down there. So you use your one cup light ultra, your sugar 1/2 cup, and then you use your egg yolk 1/2 cup. You know, your wet and your dry together. Then we will use your 1/2 teaspoons of cinnamon, then your oats, and then like have small tablespoon, 1/4 tablespoon of baking powder. Now I'm going to be posting the ingredients to you, and I'm also going to post the procedure to you maybe tomorrow or in the night. So this is our cinnamon. You take, very lovely. Wow, I love cinnamon aroma. You go ahead and take your cinnamon. You're using cinnamon 1/2 tablespoon, and then your coconut oil. So like the other cookie, you mix your wet together, and then you go ahead and mix your dry together. So I'll give them to mix while I round up, and then we will look at the end product next week, because we need to close this video. All right, so thank you for joining me today. Today, like I said, we looked at foods for menopausal health, local foods that we can find around us that will help ease off menopausal symptoms and make sure that we live healthy and at the best kind of life that we need, even at this period. Like I said, menopause is a biological process, it's a normal process, it's not a sickness, it's not a disease, and change of lifestyle and the kind